Pilates is a body awareness program, and the key principles for Pilates are relaxation, concentration, control, centering, breathing, postural alignment, fluidity of movement, and stamina. All of those principles combined create a total body awareness and a sense of control over your body. This leads to the indications for Pilates being the need for additional control or additional stability in your core or lumbosacral region. There aren't necessarily other indications because Pilates, in terms of a therapeutic intervention, has not been well researched and studied for other conditions or proprioception issues. However, we know that the practice of Pilates is still going to be used in clinics and hospitals and rehabilitation centers all over the world in different ways and different practices because it's highly modifiable, meaning that you can do any combination of exercises with or without exercise equipment, with or without proprioceptive aids, to help any populations that wish to engage in any sort of Pilates program. It's so highly modifiable that really anyone can do it at any age, at any stage of illness or injury. There's a way to do Pilates. It really stems from focusing on your core stabilizing muscles. So many of the exercises can be done laying down. There's a way to do them seated. Obviously you can do them standing. Any combination of issues that an individual may have to perform other exercise programs, there's a way to modify a Pilates practice in order to include these individuals. Pilates is a body awareness program, and the key principles for Pilates are relaxation, concentration, control, centering, breathing, postural alignment, fluidity of movement, and stamina. All of those principles combined create a total body awareness and a sense of control over your body. Leads to the indications for Pilates being the need for additional control or additional stability in your core or lumbosacral region. There aren't necessarily other indications because Pilates, in terms of a therapeutic intervention, has not been well researched and studied for other conditions or proprioception issues. However, we know that the practice of Pilates is still going to be used in clinics and hospitals and rehabilitation centers all over the world in different ways and different practices because it's highly modifiable, meaning that you can do any combination of exercises with or without exercise equipment, with or without proprioceptive aids, to help any populations that wish to engage in any sort of Pilates program. It's so highly modifiable that really anyone can do it at any age, at any stage of illness or injury. There's a way to do Pilates. Hi, I'm Megan Smith, and this is my subject, Jordan Pierce. So my demonstration today is going to be on the Pilates method. So I just want to give you a little bit of expectations. So for a Pilates exercise, we're going to be doing a lot of like body weight, core stability sort of exercises. This is a lot of time going to be used for core control, lumbosacral pain or dysfunction, because we're really working with our stabilizing muscles is the key focus of Pilates. We're really going to focus on our breathing as well, so making sure that when you're in your certain poses that I'll instruct you towards, you have correct posture, you're breathing on tempo so we're not doing anything too fast that you start to feel like you're breathing too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a little bit into our Pilates exercise. So we're going to start with getting into a down dog position and working through a few different variations and positions while doing it, especially for Jordan here, who does not have a whole lot of flexibility. So I'm going to demonstrate what we're going to be doing, sort of a few of the variations, and then I'll kind of talk through the rest and modifications to posture and cues into breathing as she does hers. So for down dog, we're going to be on our hands separated equal distance from our shoulders. We're going to go up, and it's perfectly okay not to have your heels on the ground, especially we're stretching into our hamstrings and our calves in this position. So like I said, you're going to have your hands equal distance from your shoulders, rocking up onto your feet, and you're really just going to let your shoulders sink back towards your knees. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to have Jordan do it, and like I said, talk through some of the deviations that we can do, as well as correcting any of her posture. Sorry. Okay. So she's got her hands spread equal distance. Now she's going to go up off her knees. Very good. So we're just trying to decompress several areas with this. So as you can see, her heels are up off the floor in this position, which is totally okay. We're really slowly gonna sort of stretch and decompress certain body parts in this exercise. So you can sort of rock forward towards your hands and then back to that high position. You can walk your feet out. Drop one heel, drop the other. And you can walk back up into your high position. And again, trying to open into your shoulders, press back. It's really going to stretch out. You can do chin tucks. Nod your head up and down, side to side. This can also be done down on your elbows if you're looking to find a deeper stretch in certain areas. Yep, and then you can kick back. Very good. In Pilates, there's an exercise called hundreds. And as I said earlier, Pilates is really focused on core stability exercises. So this one's definitely activating your core abdominal muscles for stability. So for this exercise, you're going to rock back with your knees bent up, your hips at 90, your knees at 90, and you're going to just bounce your hands slowly up and down, up and down. And again, this is where it's really important in Pilates exercises to make sure your breathing is on track, because you don't want to hold your breath when you're doing exercises, because you have to keep breathing, get oxygen delivered, so you can keep working. So I'm going to have Jordan go ahead and demonstrate this, and we'll see how her posture is.
Here.
Yep, knees, hips at 90. Very good.
Is my head off of the ground?
Yes, lift your chin to your chest. Good. And bounce. So make sure you're trying to keep breathing in and out, deep breaths.
You can feel it.
Yeah, you feel the burn in your core for sure. Okay, and you can relax. So with this exercise, there's obviously plenty of modifications that can be made. So in the position that she had with her hips and knees at 90, you could extend your legs up straight. You could bring them down into a V position. As low or as high as you can go up to the floor, you can relax. As low or as high to the floor as you would like, where you really feel that that activation in your core and your low core. It's really important to make sure your back stays in contact with the ground though, especially when you start to extend and lower your legs. That's really important, is to make sure that you're not compromising your neutral spinal alignment. So that was the end of my Pilates demonstrations. That was 4 different exercises that worked a little bit different muscle groups. How do you feel like it was?
It was good.
It was
Yeah.
good. Do you see how there's definitely core stability work incorporating all of
for
those
sure.
exercises?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pilates is really focused on making sure you're maintaining core stability, core strength, as well as just total body control. So we were obviously not only incorporating your core, we were really working through total body awareness,
Yeah.
right? So that's the end of my presentation.